Good morning. Welcome to Buildings and Grounds.
Thank you, nice to be back.
All right. So as everybody's aware, December 29th, we had the snowstorm and the high winds. I think Fairport Harbor topped out at 72 miles an hour. We did lose power here at campus, and I just want to say a giant thank you to the men and women at Painesville Power for their quick response. I believe within 2.5 to 3 hours of us calling, they were aware of the situation and they handled it and got us back up and running, and we were moving forward. But that was not pleasant weather to be in, and the feat that they pulled off in the short amount of time, kudos to them.
Did the generator work?
We had issues. Mr. Renwick is
Okay.
handling that.
Okay. I give you a heads up.
I happened to be here working that day. It was
Yeah.
something. I was in my office with my flashlight on,
Oh, no.
Or-
just typing away
What time
because
did
the
you-
Wi-Fi still worked.
What time did it go out? I can't remember what I had for breakfast.
I feel like it was
or
9
whatever.
or
So
10.
the generator
it was
keeps the
early in the
Wi-Fi
morning.
going.
Yeah.
I would say
But
about
I
9
think
or 10.
I think
In the
it
morning?
crapped out at some point.
Yeah.
But then it was back on, I think,
By noon we were up and
yeah, or
running, yeah.
12:30. So it wasn't off for very long.
Just a week or so prior to winter break, and then over winter break, the maintenance department, Sean Webster, Al Taylor, James Oros, Brian Sundstrom, Craig Campbell, and Kate Sanson, they installed 2 mini splits into the lecture hall. So after 15 plus years, we now have heating and cooling in the lecture hall, and I'm very happy to say as of this morning, it's 74 degrees in there.
Wow.
And I would
How
like
did
to
we manage that?
We just put our brains together.
Wow.
Mr. Bertino said if it's doable, do it. And for under $10,000, we now have heating and cooling.
Wow,
Nice.
cool.
So that brings up.
Oh,
a
good. I
good
was
point.
wondering if you were going to bring that up.
Oh,
I
right,
wasn't
we're
going
jumping
to.
right in.
We are
Yeah.
jumping. We are now using that lecture room for a regular education space for a lot of our personalized learning initiatives. We have the Auburn Academy there, both the junior and senior group. It's the large group space
Isn't
for
it
it.
big enough for that? Considering we used to have it, we had it in the media center.
So it is big enough for it. It does work. They use the lecture hall and they use the 2 rooms down this corridor.
Yeah. So they are
So-
in these
Oh,
two
so
classrooms.
these are no longer the same rooms that they used to be?
No.
Okay.
So they use those during that time. One of the things that they did as a junior project, as their final exam, was to redesign the current lecture space for optimized learning, the way that they're teaching their classrooms. They have some great ideas. The maintenance department also has some great ideas, and we would like to put the 2 of them together and get some prices to what it would look like to redo the lecture room for optimized learning inside. So that would be furniture. We would look at
Taking out all the seats?
taking out the seats, the original.
For years.
The original
I wish I
seats.
would have. Gary said I could
They're so
do this like
comfortable.
4
Yeah.
years ago,
Raising-
and I never got on
Will we
it.
take down the stairs too?
We would most likely raise the floor up because taking these steps out would be a lot of work from a cost-effective standpoint. But every plan we've seen from the students involves some sort of leveling the spaces, putting in flexible furniture, and then repurposing it as both a lecture hall, but then also a professional development space as well as a boardroom. We would want to bring and partner with some sort of an engineer, as well as making sure that we follow like egress rules and all of that for doing it. But our kids came up with some great designs. Maintenance has some designs. We'd love to pair them together.
Would TDA have to
Get some costs and say go.
kind of design that? Like, so what is that floor? Is it concrete?
That floor is right now
Like
is
this?
terrazzo concrete, yes.
It is. Like the
My
steps are
idea
actually
originally
concrete.
was to just back a cement truck up to
Well,
the back
exactly,
door,
that's probably
put the
cheapest.
chute in and
Yeah.
fill it up till it was level, but that doesn't seem to be the most logical way to do
I'm
it.
just saying, we could make that our swimming pool.
We could.
It's in the basement.
Yes.
Is the back door
That's what
level
the
with the
gun
front
range
door?
is.
The back door is, but there are 2 offices that are currently used all the time, so we would have to kind of keep the spacing. They've thought of some sort of like a plywood decking, and not like almost like an outside deck inside to some sort, and then carpeting the space, putting some. They would hire the carpet, but we wanted to get some prices to run it by and kind of have the group work together to move forward. I think it's a great educational project. We would also tie in the construction class as well to part of this as we move through. So it's a true learning experience with all of our teams, and
And
then
it's so needed.
to
Would we
better
ever get any, like, what it would look like?
improve this. We could get some drawings. We could get them to come
just
to a
curious,
meeting
yeah.
to kind of produce some of their options to talk about it. I think just having the conversation with the Auburn students who are in those actual programs with our maintenance to kind of say, this is why your idea works, or this is why this. And one of the ones that was favored by a lot of students was taking the stairs out and putting ramps and putting some ramps in for ADA and all that. That becomes a problem because you can't take the stairs out. So when we talk about kind of efficiency and what's going to work best, I think that those are the conversations we want to have with them.
Doesn't Auburn have a construction program,
They do.
right, like,
They have a 2-year
that does all that
program.
kind of stuff?
I think they refab more houses, like they'll flip houses and things.
Yeah, but this would be a cool project to work with them on.
This is we are actually, so that's the other thing, we are bringing a senior-only Auburn program. We could kind of, if we can't do it this year, we would do it next year. I think our construction class this year could and has the capability to work with maintenance to knock it out. We don't think it's going to be that large of a job, but we want to make sure we have kind of hands on deck to see what we can do and to do it right and to make sure that it will hold what we want, what the intent of the space is.
So do we have any money in the PI levy, in the PI budget? Like, what's our, there's
go
no
back
money
through
left
that
in
one.
there, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on, I guess, how things go with.
Well, it would depend, I mean, a lot of it depends on also with Buckeye and
Right,
when we have to
right.
make that payment. Which I know I have Purcell scheduled for 8 this morning
Alright,
to join us to talk a little bit about numbers and kind of what our plans are, so.
yeah, that's the only thing that
Sure.
would concern me is, geez, there's like,
I think you get that, I would just be encouraged to see and to have the students even get the numbers as to this is how much it's going to cost.
I
So
think
that's a
too,
real
I
world.
wonder if we could get grant money for something like that.
well, I
you
thought
know?
about that, and the other thing is in some conversations with Rich over the last year or so too, a lot of what we're proposing, because it's not, we're not talking about you know what I mean, tearing down walls, you know, that a lot of it can be done by Rich's
Yeah.
team, which is a possibility. So that will help to, you know what I mean, to
Yeah.
keep some of the cost more reasonable. It's just not, in this day and age, a usable space. It just isn't conducive to how we're trying to teach our kids.
The pipe banging sound that we would hear in there, is that a result of the heat not working?
No, that is just one of the pipe chases going up to the second floor. That's just the hammering from the hot steam hitting cold corners.
So the only thing not that I don't like, we don't have a space for board and meetings and like a meeting space, like a true lecture room of that nature. And I know it's like that is sort of, it doesn't work for the educational spaces, but we don't have any place. We don't have any place.
Right,
So that's my only concern, even though like that isn't the place either, because it's old and antiquated and it's not fitted for like a new, modern looking auditorium, small group space. We don't have anything like that. And that's my only concern.
And even if it wasn't a permanent location, I mean, we would love to, be able to tell the community, we took the LLB money and reinvested it into something like a PA system that if we do move from space to space, because I know depending on the audience, we're in different rooms, just something that we can set up a microphone for each board member and for the treasurer, for the superintendent, and any guests that we have so that everyone can hear what's happening.
I would eventually love to have like a permanent board type meeting room,
Space.
and amphitheater seating is really conducive for that, because when people can see a screen, you can, I don't know,
But in thinking about that space, maybe those are things that we need to consider if we have the movable furniture. Do you know what I mean? Like how would we configure it then on board meeting nights, and how does that display look like? Like keeping that in the back of our mind as we're designing that space to meet some of those needs too.
how about
Again,
flexible flooring?
why don't we do?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that you could not remove, but like push a button and turn.
Even to
steer.
look at
Do you
that
know what I'm
room, to
saying?
refresh that room a little bit more, to take the old seating out and put movable seating in though with carpeting put carpet in that space, that would refresh it itself. And then looking at will that work for what the Auburn students need, or do we do something with a half of it? So you still have half of the, like a stadium type seating and half, or on some of the edges, you do some of that rebuild platform, so you
Or
can go.
hey, do we just put new space? You know what I'm saying, like, I hate getting rid of a space that is already built in for that. I'm not against the idea.
No, I know.
No, I-
But
Yeah.
it
Having a-
just really bothers me that we don't have any place for a
Yeah,
flippin'
I know.
board meeting, other
Yeah.
than this room. We go into the lecture room, it's not conducive, because we don't have, right, we don't have any amplification systems. The heat and cooling was like, it was an issue, which isn't now, you know, and then we go into the auditorium, which is another disaster. We go into the media center, that's kind of like not conducive. We don't dedicate any space to like the administrative functions of what we do. And
Yep.
we're
Having,
always the
having a space in the
afterthought. We're always
electrical
the
just dedicated
afterthought.
for that is.
Like-
Don't be sad.
But I think we can look at what that looks like in some of that.
I mean, you look at some of the new spaces in new schools, they actually have space for that.
They have some we would love, I mean, one of the things that, to have it double as is a professional learning space too, so. It may not be, we may not be able to have, we could take a look again to see how it would work and maybe even have some other ideas. We had TDA come out and look at it at one point.
Yeah, that was a
As-
while ago.
as
When
to how
yeah,
they
like I said,
would
that
do
was,
it.
I think that was when we were redoing the welding lab,
Mhm.
like originally. So back when I got the grant to redo the welding lab, which was COVID era. Remember, it was right before and then
Yeah.
right after when we redid that. So they had come out. It
I
seemed
mean, it
like a
would be
bigger
great
scale.
if we had double that amount of space, and you can have I'll stop talking.
There's a-
Cost-wise, we're already out. I'm thinking, can we, again, back the cement truck up, let's just level
Right,
it.
well, so
and
anyway.
It's all good.
I'm just saying, I think, like, we sometimes need to think about, like, we don't have a space like that. It's not conducive for, we have meetings of the public, you can't even give them a presentation, they gotta move their seats. Like, it's just, for a district of our size, we should have something.
Sure.
Okay.
We can come up with options for review.
No, I think we do. I think
Yeah, I
we
mean-
look at it. I think we need to do something in there with the tables and chairs.
Okay. December 29th, the EA Group came out. They are a vendor that assists the district with hazardous materials. And in order to stay compliant, every 3 years, we have to do a full update on our HERA report, which we do have. And then there's also a requirement every 6 months that we do a updated walkthrough, basically go through, look over some of our deficiencies, see where they're at, did we correct anything, did we remove anything, and then that gets added to the report. So when the 3-year total review comes through, this all gets added in, and then if anybody would come from the state and say, let us see this report, we can show that we've been doing our due diligence every 6 months. So that did take place December 29th and 30th, and the schools we were at was Campus, Lamuth, Buckeye, and Melridge. We did check off a few areas. We did abate the bistro during the CTE building. We also abated the commons area in the high school, so that was done as well. And then maintenance over the summer, we encapsulated the nurse's office in the high school with a floating floor, which is compliant with the HERA report and how we treated that. So that was all taken care of. And the nurse's room did have some tiles that were popping because we did have a steam leak underneath the floor that was heating up the floor and everything was becoming loose. So everything was reattached, the steam valve was fixed, and we went ahead and put down a interlocking floor for that area. So that was taken care of. The Painesville Township Fire Department yesterday, today, and tomorrow, all 6 departments shifts will be walking through. They're doing each department or crew is got a time slot. So at 9 o'clock and then at 1 o'clock, we walk through whatever shift is on at that time. And they come through and they're looking at the high school, media center, CTE, John R. Bus garage, and they're also looking at the field house. Just to get themselves familiar with the buildings. Some of the guys are new, so they get an idea of the size of the complex and some of the areas that they may or may not think about when they're here. Some of it is also how can they get roof access if need be, and where the Knox boxes are. And so it's been fun walking them through. They'll be again here at 9 o'clock and 1 o'clock today, and again tomorrow. Tomorrow, the softball scoreboard is scheduled to go in. I think it's going to be weather permitting, but the gentleman I spoke to said he's good to go, and he should be on site tomorrow somewhere around 9 o'clock to install it. So
Who ended up paying for that?
We paid for part, we had a donation from the Alumni Association for it as well, and
So the scoreboard itself is only 11 grand, and then the installation is another 11 grand. The $3,500 donation from alumni is going toward the 1,100 for the scoreboard, and then we'll end up getting sponsorships.
To cover,
Yeah, I mean, like, we do,
yeah.
you know, the yearly banner special, we'll add, I'm gonna work with Fulton, he's gonna add on like scoreboard actual signage.
Is it part of the scoreboard?
it's,
Or is it-
it's
He'll be
a,
able to add on to it.
yes, there are slots designed for it.
Okay.
So that will take place tomorrow, hopefully.
I just remember we talked about it, I think in finance, and I don't remember what the conclusion was.
I am in discussion with Auto Junction again to look at our vehicle fleets and to get some pricing on replacing some outdated vehicles, as well as getting rid of some of the vehicles that we have that are in very poor condition. I am meeting with their used sales rep tomorrow or Thursday to kind of look at the vehicles that we are deeming antiquated and old.
What's our fleet look like? I mean, like, how many, what do we own? Do you know what I mean? I know net buses.
We have 6 work vans, they're the tall E-style. We have a 1500 pickup truck that is rusting out from underneath. We have a box truck that I think everybody has seen driving around the district that is A, too large, and B, it's Frankenstein.
Isn't that old?
Yes.
That's really old.
We've put a fair amount of money into keeping that. We do have a 350 pickup truck that has not ran for 2 years. The motor is bad. And then we have several 15-passenger vans that the bus garage got rid of when they got their new vans. So we took them into our maintenance department. And we have been using them for snow blower transportation and for mowing vehicles.
Did we take the seats out?
Yes, we did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then we're gonna keep one of the vans, but there's several other vans that are just rusting out, or they're not really conducive to maintenance work of getting in and out with tools and supplies. So I'm working with Junction Auto. We will get other pricing, but I'm primarily working with them right now to kind of get the ball rolling, and then go out to other dealerships and be like, this is what I'm looking for vehicle-wise and trade-wise, and we'll see how that all comes back.
So when we do some lawn maintenance and whatever, how do we get stuff from place to place?
We have several trailers that we tow.
Just with the one pickup? Or the box?
One pickup and one van, and if we need a third vehicle, we'll use our dump truck as well.
We're looking to get, I believe it's a 2,500 pickup truck with a plow set, just in case we need that, as
Yeah.
well as a van, I think, for now. One of the issues that has come up a couple times is when we travel and we are gonna do a lot more traveling with the new league that we joined, when we travel for sporting events, taking the band uses one of the trucks to tow the band trailer, but we have an athletic trailer that we cannot tow, because we don't have a vehicle that will tow that safely for that amount of distance. So having that is also one of the things that we're looking at.
And that's a trailer for the football team?
Yeah, yes.
How are they getting into away games now?
They don't,
Oh.
yes. They
They load
purchased.
it all on a bus?
They load it all on a
Yeah,
bus.
how the band used to do?
Mhm.
The band trailer is currently, during football season, we take our 350.
I was gonna say, the pickup truck won't.
And we
tow
give that to the bus garage, and they use that to haul the large band
Yeah,
trailer.
yeah, because the other one won't carry that.
Next, staffing, just for conversation to kind of make everybody aware of where we're at and the potential of needs. In light of the additional educational space at Riverview and the CTE and potentially Buckeye. We're adding a lot of square footage and a lot of needs, not only for maintenance, but more so custodial. In my immediate look at everything, we're definitely going to need a midday custodian at Riverview, and the reason for that is the size of the school now, and one custodian cannot handle breakfast and lunch and then maintain any classroom calls for spills or barf or whatnot, or bathroom needs.
So what are we looking at, like staff now, like Lamouth?
Yes, where we have a midday, correct. And then with the size of Riverview, we would definitely need a fourth night custodian. We currently have 3. Other things that
Would that person be afloat? Just permanent at Riverview?
Yeah.
So we have 2 of them at Riverview?
no, we would have 4 at night instead of 3.
We have 4 custodians at Riverview? 3
Yes,
at Riverview?
and we have 3 at,
Wow,
Yeah.
at night?
yeah, we have 3 at Riverview, 3 at Parkside, 2 at Buckeye, 2 at Melridge, 3 at Lamouth at night, and then campus has 6.
That's significantly more than we used to have.
Mhm.
Wow.
And with adding 8 classrooms and multiple bathrooms and conference room or meeting rooms at Buckeye, that's a whole section in itself.
Okay, so I'm recalling back in 2012, when we had no night custodians, right? So, yeah. Just saying. It's always the first to go. Do you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
understand.
and if the public is liking the cleanliness of and what their buildings look like, just keep that in mind, because that's, right, like, I did not realize we had 3. We used to have, I remember when my kids were in school, we had 1 nighttime custodian, and so that's a significant number of staff.
When I came on board 5 years ago, one of my pushes for Buckeye and Melridge, they used to have 1, was just from a security standpoint. Being there by yourself at night,
Yeah.
if somebody goes down or any activity happening on the process. Plus, we have a cleaner school. Hands down, we have a
So
cleaner school.
can you, maybe for our next meeting, because I don't know, like, we always think about teaching staff and whatever, but I don't know what your staff looks like. It would be helpful to know, like, what we have in each building, how many custodians do we have, how many maintenance people do we have, like, you know, where are these people assigned to shift-wise? It's just, again, just for an overview, because I don't have a clue right now. Hard to keep up.
We can have that for you.
I think one of the other significant changes is those 2 new buildings have, and Lamouth, have activities in them all throughout the night. Gyms are used, the other spaces, the common spaces are pretty much used pretty regularly. So having that staff is also kind of key to, so that, I know Buckeye, I think Buckeye's basketball had a 2-1 night. I don't know if Melridge has anything or
No,
not.
I don't think Buckeye does.
They
It's
used to.
Parkside, Riverview, and Lamouth.
They have the youth basketball, but I think there was a men's league that used to play at Buckeye.
So just as part of that, so I'm not just picking on maintenance, it would be really helpful if we knew what our staff looked like, period, right? Here's our food service staff, like,
Yeah, we have
you
org
have
charts.
that, I'm sure you already have
We can get you
that.
an update.
Right, it would just be interesting to, like, maybe present that at a meeting. I don't even think the public is aware of how many people it takes to run this place and do the things that we do. You know, your food service staff is really large, right? And all the aides that we have, it would be interesting to see, just for informative purposes.
We have about 250 non-teaching staff.
Right, and so I think, you know, as we start to talk about deficit spending, I know I'm blending all this, but just so people are aware of what we pay for and who we pay for, and when you start looking at things to cut or whatever, if that comes down to where we have to go, those are the things that get eliminated, and, yeah, and nobody likes that, so.
And with the potential addition to Buckeye, we would be looking at, just because of the size and the amount of classroom space, we would be looking at potentially another night custodian for Buckeye. And adding on to that, we would definitely be looking at also a potential of adding at least one more maintenance guy, just because of the amount of square footage.
And would that be like during construction too? Because that just, construction is a mess.
We kind of, I have a quasi plan as to what it's going to look like, but until we have pencil and paper solidified as to what we're going to do. Now, I've already started talking with my staff at Buckeye as to potentially what we could be doing over the summer, and what we might not do over the summer. Again, it's a lot of what comes out once we finalize everything.
Yeah, okay.
And then we have the future buildings and grounds meetings. I just threw out some dates out there for everybody to review. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we can adjust as needed. There were a couple of months where we have later meetings 1 month prior, and then we have, like for August, we have 2 meetings. So those are the dates I threw out there. Again, they're just for everybody's review and discussion.
Oh, and since I said yes to all the curriculum meetings, they're now shared with my calendar, so as long as they're all on the same days, 2/24.
They all look different, they look good.
Three, no March meeting?
We could either not, well, we're having a meeting in February on the 24th.
March is the one we have the 2-week turnaround between board meetings.
Because when's our break?
The last week of March.
22nd to 28th.
Wait, run that by me again? We have a 2-week, what?
So in March, the regular business meeting is, I'm sorry, in February, the business meeting is the 26th of February.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later is the next, the 12th is the next board meeting.
Oh, because we are not having one on the 22nd of the month.
Yeah,
I have to
because,
move that from my calendar. Mine's yellow. I'd like you to take that off. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, like these 10, 20.
the August one would be, we need to just pick a date in August.
Board meeting's on the 13th, curriculum's on the 12th.
There's
For
a
me,
board meeting on the 27th as well, so if we wanted to do it on the 25th.
Doesn't matter to me.
Although it's the 25th, that's one of the first days of school, isn't it?
So the 24th is the first day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Let's
would,
not do
I would
that.
recommend the 11th then.
The 11th?
Yes.
I don't know, those days look fine to me. I don't have anything on my calendar that far in
Okay.
advance.
Yeah, the rest of them look good.
Do you want to schedule those then?
The only thing with this November 17th, that's
Is
the
that OSBA?
back end of OSBA,
Um,
I believe.
Actually, Chris, first day of school is the August 20th, not the 24th.
Okay. So the 11th is still,
Does anybody really stay for Tuesday at OSBA?
That toss out there in case.
Unless you're gonna go to public records training, which they always have on the last day to make you
Mhm.
stay. Just saying, that annoys me.
do we want to make that one the 10th, just in case?
It doesn't matter to me, that's fine.
Which one?
Does that work for you?
11/10. Yeah, that works for me.
11:10?
And August is the 11th?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, what did we decide for March?
we're not going to have one.
Okay. I'll miss all of you.
I'll miss you
We're not having one in March.
too. No.
Well, unless we have stuff going.
Yeah, if we have to schedule them, we can obviously do that pretty easily.
Thanks for all the meeting invites.
Probably a couple more.
Okay.
And we have financing. I believe Mr. Purcell is coming on, and then if there's any discussion of what kind of goals we would have for the upcoming year.
Yeah, let's do that, 8 o'clock on the dot.
Sweet.
Mike, can you hear us?
Oh, he can't see us though.
He's talking about
Oh gosh, no, he's gonna be yelling at us now.
Mike, can you,
I was just gonna say.
Jesus.
you got anything?
It's asking
Is
you
he
if
on
you
mute?
want to turn on your volume.
Yeah, turn on your volume.
It says turn out.
Oh, it says off?
Oh.
Off.
Is he on mute?
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Now I'm muted. Oh.
okay, is the TV volume up?
The TV volume's on.
Chris, can you hear me?
There we go.
I
Okay.
think he's coming out of the computer.
Yeah, you're coming out of the computer, but Mike, we'll do that.
He's pretty loud.
He is.
Mike Purcell, loud, really?
Are you still there, Mike?
Certainly am.
Okay. Thanks for zooming into our Buildings and Grounds Committee.
No problem. Good morning. Happy New Year, everybody.
Good morning.
Hey, Mike, how are you?
Good, good. Thank you.
So we
Yeah,
we
I'm
asked you,
just sitting here
we're asking
like
you,
solid.
we asked you in here to kind of pick us up. If we were to re-engage, what that looks like. 15 million over 30 years, kind of how we look, how we walk through it, doing the process. Kind of making sure we dot all the i's, cross all the t's.
So first off, like just an update on this project. So the project isn't anywhere right now. Is that correct? Where are
I'm
we
sorry,
in that project?
Oh, could you repeat that?
I'm just trying to figure out where we are in the project, period. Like, I know financing is an issue, but I don't even know where we stand on the project in general.
Yeah, so I can, we have a set of plans for an 8 classroom addition, which includes a full-size gymnasium and a stage built off of it. And also a couple of small group classrooms in that addition off of the one wing. That GMP was approved. It was, I think, a little north of 8 million.
Was there a time frame on that GMP though? Like, does that expire at some point? Because we haven't moved on it, so.
There is an expiration, and I believe that we are up against that expiration time to some of that. I think
What is that? Do you know?
I don't have the exact details on that. We have kind of been, we have some information, but not all of it. So like we've been kind of omitted from parts of the project that went through. We did not sign off on the GMP because the financing never went through. So that's why the GMP has never moved forward. We have a,
And Cleveland Construction's aware of that.
Cleveland Construction's absolutely aware of it. We've had some conversations with Roger about what the next steps are. Roger is coming to the January board meeting to meet with the entire board to give some updates not only on the other 2 projects, but then where we are with our options with Buckeye moving forward. We've had preliminary discussions with both Roger and Ryan, the architect, about adding an additional 4 classrooms, what that might look like, and refinishing the entire building and removing any work done at Melbridge.
So would we be wanting a new GMP to wrap the whole project, to do the whole project? Like what's, I don't know. We've decided we're gonna move forward with this Buckeye project, whether people liked it or not. We're gonna do it because we've done all this work.
We have about $1 million into doing the work at Buckeye between the plans, some of the prep, the site work, all of that. I think it would be in our best interest to continue to move with it, but to use it to a scale where if we if we are purposeful in what we do, and it comes with redistricting, and we've said that.
Right.
We have the potential to take Melridge offline. At least for the next couple of years, not that we would sell, but we'd have the potential to take Melridge offline, repurpose it for something completely different for the district. We've
But
had-
we can't determine, for Mike's purposes here, how much we need until we have the whole package kind of looked at.
We've gotten some rough estimates from Roger to start looking at, and Roger believes that if we go out and borrow the full 15 million, we would be able to add 12 classrooms and renovate Buckeye so that we are done, we turnkey, and we can walk away
Including all air conditioning.
from it, including
The whole
HVAC, windows, lights, roof, all of that.
A completely renovated building.
Completely renovated, inside, updated floors, all of that, so it looks new.
All new mechanicals.
New mechanicals,
Like
new mechanicals were in the original plan for the original $8 million. The $8 million came with new boilers, and a chiller, but it did not come with the other parts to go inside. I think that we would look at, for the original classroom, so it came with just air, came with heat for the entire building with just air for all of it. The other thing with Buckeye as part of the original $8 million is a new water line immediately goes in. So some of the other things, upgraded electrical right away. So some of those things we'll just pick up from there.
And this includes
No.
parking, turnaround space for pickup.
It includes parking on the one side. It does not include a rework of the actual front parking lot. My recommendation, and I think Rich's too, and it has been from the beginning, is to look at almost why you have the earth moving equipment, redo the whole front parking lot, and make it more efficient.
Would we need township variances for that? That's residential neighborhood,
I don't know that question.
right? Like,
We would have to go use.
right now it's green, you know. Anyway, so, okay. So how fast do we think we're gonna, I don't wanna rush this, but I don't wanna,
Have it all
I mean,
expired.
we have to,
I don't think, I don't want to rush it to just slap something down, but time is of the essence and we have to be prudent according to time. We have destroyed 6 classrooms that are there. We've demolished 4, and then we have 2 that we could potentially bolt back together at a significant cost, and that it's not worth it at this point. With the modulars being removed, we have students cramped, I mean, they are really tight in that space, and they're able to be tight in that space because we have a small section of 3rd graders, and we have a small number of kindergartners right now. I think we need to capitalize on that timing, so we can provide both the best educational experience as well as expand that building.
and with a larger project, I'd like to, like, what's the timing on, I mean, it's just a lengthier period, or is it not a lengthier period of construction?
My understanding is if we can kind of use the plans that we have, build a little bit, modify them a little bit, we could still be open for the start of school, not next year, but the year after, 27. So that's, and
So we'd have one more year of cramp.
one more year of
space,
cramp, but
and
again,
then-
we've got the 2 small grades that are still in there, which makes it feasible.
But again, we did that with Leroy,
Yeah.
like at the end of the day, like Leroy.
And then we would also
advised.
have, we could also work through with some of the other issues that we have. And we can make it, it is going to be inconvenient because of the construction,
Right.
the playground, some of that. It's going to be
So let me ask you,
They'll
at
be
that
tight.
point, when we have Buckeye in line and we have the expanded space at Riverview, would we have to have 5th grade at Lamouth?
we would have to have 5th grade at Lamouth, or we would have to keep Melridge open.
All of 5th grade at Lamouth, or
We
would
would
we
not have
still
all,
be doing
5th grade,
half?
it would still be a 3rd.
And I
So
hate
it's-
that
It's a
option.
3rd.
I'm not a fan. I don't know about you.
You're not a fan of it being split or
Yes.
there being a Lamouth
I'm
period?
not a fan of it being split. Like, I want one way or the other, but I don't like the whole split thing.
In the 2 years we've had, our 5th graders enjoy being at Lamouth. I think it's been a good experience for them. I think that gives us the opportunity as we look to I think we need to revisit the facility.
Is there any more room at
As
Lamouth
well.
to add the rest of the fifth grader?
There
What
is-
is the, we know the capacity of that building is pretty
Yes.
big.
So they are now at around 780 to 800 students.
Okay.
They are.
Because that's what that was when
Yes, they are
you were
full.
there before.
Yes, they are.
Sorry, Mike, I know this is backtracking, but I think it's all
No problem,
relevant.
please, no, do not worry about me. Talk away, I'm taking copious notes.
Okay.
And I see both sides of it. I think also it'd be great for all the fifth graders to be together, but I also see the benefit that the fifth graders have had at Lamouth, two of my daughters being examples of that. But there's also then the trick of, then they all come together for sixth grade the very next year. So having them spend that 1 year together, fifth grade would be beneficial, but I get it that it's at max capacity.
It is right now. I think that comes into the phase.
Is that like the next question is, so what
That's
would it
the
take
next-
to add
so-
the space to get the?
So the
fifth
question
grader?
is, where do we go as a district? It's not what does it take to just piecemeal to Lamouth. It's
Right.
what's our bigger plan in a facilities plan, and how do we get that out to, how do we get public input and all that in redesigning what our facilities plan, revising again.
And I think
the
that's what
facilities
annoys
plan that
me
we
the
came
most
out.
about the Buckeye project, is it's not solving our issue about, like, it's not solving our,
The Buckeye plan addresses our elementary spaces
correct.
for,
But it's not solving
For the
some of
near
the other
future.
issues that
It
we
does
have,
not-
did not wrap our issues around
it does
into
not
a
solve a
project.
75-year-old high school. or-
Well,
or
we know
secondary
that,
structure.
like,
It doesn't, it keeps,
It
The-
fixes,
this-
it fixes a school, it makes it nice for the elementary students, but it doesn't fix the problem of I still have fifth grade
Yeah.
and not enough space for
the
them.
site is not large enough to add enough classrooms
Okay,
to,
so-
or nor is the budget.
Right, so anyway, so, all right, so that leads us to, that's something we're gonna have to work on, a facility plan to figure out what's gonna come after that. Like, so,
What-
so by the time we're done, and we're gonna be mortgaging ourselves for 30 years.
So that Buckeye is the last plan that we
And
can
that's,
do
and that's not gonna
without
be
voter
possible
assistance.
without money. So, so there you go.
Yes,
So we're gonna be asking for money and money,
yes,
money and money, both ends
both
of the spectrum there at the same time.
pretty close to it.
Yeah, perfect. Okay,
Not ideal.
yeah, well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So, let's hope interest rates work in our favor, and they are, correct, Mike? So, I don't know
Yes,
I don't know what our timing is on, and then what we're gonna be looking at here, because I really don't know when we go out to borrow. Are we ready to start the other project? Are we gonna do it in 2 phases?
I think that comes after the 22nd. Mike, I've invited Mike and his team to the meeting on the 22nd, they have the whole board into the
Okay.
plan as well. Roger will update us on some ideas, and I have a meeting with Ryan to get his team's aware, and coming up with some ideas that they can kind of do quickly if we do it in 2 phases. One of the original ideas at Buckeye was to build on, it's kind of got the U shape, so there's the library edition, and then there's the current edition where it's going. If we keep the current edition as the 8 classrooms in the gym, and then off of the library edition, we build another 4 classroom pod, or even convert the library spaces into classrooms, like remodel those into actual classrooms, and then put in a STEM lab type, tech lab, media center type thing as well in a couple other classrooms. I think you can do some of that and.
But it
make
doesn't
that
pay
work.
to have, it's not efficient to have earth movers and, doing foundational work.
And they're not
in a
gonna
split
start,
shift.
yeah,
You're
they're not
gonna
gonna
do
start
it.
foundational work until March. So they weren't gonna, if they were to do any work now, the way that it worked is they might have got some dirt in the ground to put the fencing up.
So I guess we're at the mercy of like TDA's design work and
We are,
whatever, and
yes.
how fast that's gonna go then, but then you still have to get all that out for pricing and bid, and that's a process.
It
Did
is.
they estimate how long they think that's gonna take?
They're aware of our situation, and I feel in my conversations with both Roger and Cleveland Construction, they're ready to go as soon as we say go, and I don't think,
Well, they're ready to go on the original plan.
right, but getting the full GMP to us for review and approval would not take as much time as you would think. Just because they're ready to go, they've been in contact with some of their vendors who've already given pricing,
Yeah, but we don't really have a design plan, we don't have drawings, do they? I mean, they don't.
They've got
have
the
a-
drawings for the initial 8. So
Right,
even
that's
if
what I
it-
mean, but
so
like-
so the easy fix, and this is really
I want
true.
us to be cost effective, we only have so much money.
This is really truly the cost effective fix, might even be to, we can put 10 down that, instead of 8, we could turn that into 10 and add 2 more. Without getting into any potential wetlands that are back there, we can push it back by that. Then we would add 2 additional classrooms, potentially converting the library and then maybe a STEM lab. So having Ryan think into what that looks like on the other side, that may even be more cost efficient than anything else. If you convert the library into classrooms, put a library and STEM lab combination behind it, which is a little bit easier build and a little less expensive.
So do you think they could have
Yeah,
some good ideas by the 22nd?
I have a meeting with Ryan tomorrow, or Thursday. So yes, I think he can have some ideas as to how he can change what we have into 12, and what would be the most cost efficient, time efficient, all of that as well.
And Mike, it doesn't matter when we go out for bond sale, we don't have to have those plans yet, right?
Right, it's more importantly, it's the vice versa. If you have the plans, you've got a number, you're ready to engage contractors, you're gonna have to have those monies encumbered. So you would have had to have the financing at least priced, so that way you can turn around and say, okay, we've got the funds, we can go ahead and initiate the contracts. But the way you're talking, Belinda, no problem. If you have a pretty general number, we can start moving toward that number now. And as you refine that through your negotiations with your GMP and your CMAR, then as we approach the pricing, we can refine that number. And sometimes, obviously, these numbers have a level of flexibility to them or an adjustment amount. So we try to get as close as we can. Naturally, we don't want to go out and borrow millions more than you need. That starts to become a little bit of an issue.
Well, I think we've determined we're only gonna, we've maxed out at 15 million, right? And
Right.
we're not gonna borrow more than that. We can't afford more than that to borrow more than that, I think.
No, 15 million
That was our
leverages
max.
the PI at a third
Yeah.
of the PI that we're collecting.
Yeah.
And that's a long,
It's a long
that's
investment.
a long investment in that, and so are we inclined to do that? Just do it now? I mean,
I think it behooves us to start
to move forward with the
moving forward
process?
with that. I think that, Mike, when would that first payment be due? That was the other question that we had. Since it's the 26th, would that not be due till the 27th or 2027? Not the
Yeah,
date.
so we can structure that in a variety of manners. So, for instance, let me just give you a rough timeline right now. We find ourselves here almost in the middle of January. There are a lot of work to be done. So, work will not be nearly as much as the total production. We would just need some updates and what have you to the disclosure and minor things to that effect. So, we can customize that payment. There's gonna be a generation of premium in the structure that will be utilized to pay initial debt service. So we could have something due either in December of 26, if you want, it would be a de minimis amount, or we can push that off. We can structure that to whatever the needs are for the district.
oh, I don't, December or January, it's not gonna matter, because that's already the next fiscal
It's
year.
the next fiscal year, yeah.
Anything after July?
Yeah, that's done. We could definitely push off the first interest and principal payment until into the new fiscal year, no issues.
Mike, what did our PI look like? Do we have it in 27?
27.
Fiscal 27, so we skipped 26
Right.
when,
So not this year, but next fiscal year, so not sure what time frame it was, but it at least was in next fiscal.
okay. We're good with our bond ratings, right?
The rating was affirmed at AA3 general obligation, which reflects the upgrade that we received a couple years ago. So that would make the cops A1, because the cops are one level below because of the appropriation was. That's the given when it comes to the ratings. So the one thing that we haven't examined, again, I don't mean to rehash bad memories here. The one thing that was getting pushed was to go out without the insurance, which I did not suggest, nor did I feel was a good idea, but.
No, I think you and I have always been on the same page that we should probably we need the insurance.
That is going to give the district its lowest possible debt service. We will provide the cost-benefit analysis of that. It had already been provided, so it saved the district hundreds of thousands of dollars in present value benefit, and that's above and beyond the premium for the.
And was that a U project, or was that an RBC project? Or was that the underwriter, the lawyer's project?
So what had happened there was certain things needed to happen on the legal side that I had assumed were happening, and they were not. It's not a problem, and it created the initial delay, again, which was not an issue, but then that obviously erupted into crap about which we don't want to speak, and that's when things started going downhill with kind of the logistical approach to this, which gave us massive pause.
And that's about a 30-day process. Like if we said, okay, let's start going and move forward and start working on getting the insurance, that's like a 30-day at least wait.
30 days would cover it all, because what we need to do is get the title work done, to get a title company to come in and give a legal description of the property.
And we were skipping that too.
That is correct. That was, it was not done initially, and then when I had presented the notion that we needed to do that, which was gonna add some minor time to the transaction, that was just met with, massive consternation.
So that would be the recommendation, is like, let's get working on that first, because we still can't go get the money yet without those things if we're gonna move forward with the insurance.
You are spot on
Yeah.
Melinda. And that's what I was hoping, that if not at this meeting, at a minimum on the 22nd, but, an extra week on that would be great if I could get and let Tom Wilson know, let's go ahead and start getting the title survey work done, and I will reinitiate the insurer, because we had already had a commitment letter ready to go, but it was going to be predicated on clean title, which I know is going to happen, but the insurer cannot move without that. And just to give you a quick 101, the concept is that on a COPS transaction, the insurer comes in, and right away, when you do a COPS transaction, in essence, the asset or the collateral for a lease revenue transaction is the asset. So the insurer is going to have the first position on that asset to say, if you don't pay a debt service, we have to come in and we have to essentially take hold of the asset through the ground lease. They're not liquidating it, they don't settle it. But that is why the insurer needs to make certain that no one has the right to that asset in front of bondholders, I should say certificate holders, and the insurer.
And is the insurance covering the COPS or the bonds?
Or TANs.
TANs, sorry.
We are not going to have insurance on the TANs, because the TANs are going to go out as AA3.
Okay.
And now we're actually examining, because right now, which was my initial objective of this, is that January is a very good month to issue. January and the first part of February, because the market is low, volume is low, but demand is pent up. So we're examining options right now with the underwriter to see what is going to be the most effective. And we may actually consider not issuing under the TANs security, but all as COPS, because that allows you to take the tan amount and repay that over a longer period of time. I'll present the analysis to Chris and to Steve, to the board ultimately, to show you what the benefit is. But we are going to take what is the most cost-effective approach.
Okay, but wait, I thought the cops are only 10 years
No,
though.
the tans are 10, the cops are 30.
It's the other way around.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So by taking the portion that we were initially applying to the TANs, because at that time, the TANs get a better interest rate, but the downside of that is the limited repayment period.
We
So
need
you
new
have-
resolutions then, because we authorized
We would.
3, up to 4 in cops and 12 in tans
We
or
would-
whatever.
We,
have to-
we put together one for up to 15 that we approved, but I would recommend that Tom
Or
draft
we'd
up.
have to
And-
rescind the cops, well, like,
We would have
whatever,
to,
like, I
we'll
don't know.
probably have to
I'm
rescind all those,
speaking-
plus those don't have, like, Tom took out, it's only treasurer and board president, typically it's treasurer, board president, and superintendent.
Yeah, we'd have to relook
Those-
at all
yeah,
that.
so we'd have
But,
to
okay,
redo it.
so,
Well,
what
that-
are,
just-
what are our rates looking like?
Linda, that was at the instruction.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
that- We normally don't do that.
Yeah,
I know
I know.
all that, like, it's fine.
It's
Like,
good. We're
we
moving
can
on.
fix all that, but
Okay, brother, okay, I apologize.
what's our interest rates looking like right now?
Very similar. The market has been rather calm, very smooth, so we're still looking at the levels that we had previously with the caps in the upper 4s, the TANs much lower than that because they're only 10 years. So the overall interest rate of the transaction was in the upper 4 region, but the market has not moved against us. And mind you as well, this is still with 5-year optional redemption. That means at 5 years, you have the flexibility to pay off, restructure, or refinance this if you wish. That is something with which we have been rather adamant.
So this, in my opinion, getting rid of the TANs, you're right, it's helpful, because now you're spreading the payment over 30 years, all of it.
And there you go, exactly.
Lowering our potential payment maybe a little bit.
There you go.
Overall,
That's
yeah, okay.
Because the debt service was a bit askew.
Right, it would make it so that we're not like making the one set of issue a hold for 5 or 6 years before we start even paying on them.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
okay.
And the applying the COPS repayment of a total 30 years over the entire amount
Yeah.
is gonna allow more flexibility as well as take away that heavy burden in those first 10 years. I will put the analysis all together. We are definitely several steps from deciding on that.
Yeah, okay, so by the 22nd though, like we can already have the insurance, we can be moving on that already to get all that in place. We can,
Yeah, and
I
then,
would like to give Tom Wilson a green light. The thing is that is, when we get the title work, there is an expense there. It's not a major expense, but we hadn't given that green light until we knew we were gonna use it.
is that our expense?
It goes into the transaction.
Okay.
yes.
And then do we need to let RBC know, who lets them know it's a go?
I'll take care of everything on the underwriting side.
Okay, and then,
I will organize everything on the back side of this in terms of timing, engagement. I'll report that step by step to the administration.
what's the time, okay, so what's your potential timeline for selling them? If all things move the way they're supposed to, the way we're thinking
Okay.
here,
Very good. So right now, we have a disclosure that's, again, in very good shape. There's some minor tweaks that'll be need to make to that as we went over the new calendar year, but nothing of significance. I'm certain that's something we could wipe out rather quickly. The rating work is done. Right now, the major time frame would be getting the title work done in order to verify the commitment letter. Green light today, get things moving. I think we could definitely have things funded by the end of February. That means cash in hand. Because there's a 3-week period between the pricing and you getting the money. So I would say by the end of February, early March, first week of March, everything can be done.
so one thing in there, Mike, we're gonna need the resolutions
Mhm.
to put on an agenda And we just have to schedule, I'm sure we're gonna have a work session, we have a lot of work to do. So we would need the
Yeah,
resolution.
but if we needed to redo resolutions, we could have those for January. I mean, it's just negating one.
Can Tom
redoing the
redo
other. I mean, like-
resolutions
Absolutely.
for the 22nd? I would need them by Tuesday at the latest.
What would, yeah, that would be difficult, just because at this juncture, right now.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, what would be your next board meeting?
It's not till February 26th, but I know that the board is talking about doing some other work sessions and things
Okay.
between January and
I mean, if
February.
that's a quick board meeting, we could
We
have a
could-
quick,
Yeah, we could work something, but I think we've talked about, I mean, there's other things that are retreats and work sessions. and
yeah.
strategic
I just don't
planning.
wanna hold up the process
So-
and
Right.
we've already said, like, we're doing this Buckeye project. We all know we're doing this Buckeye project, whether it was the best plan or not, we've committed and spent all these dollars, so we're doing this project, so we need to make sense of how it works and let's just rock and roll. It doesn't sound like it's buildings and grounds, but it kind of is, like, I mean, knowing and understanding all this stuff is part of
Yep,
this
I would
process,
agree.
so.
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt. The one main thing, again, and I won't get too much of the finance inside now, is that is on the tangent of the basis of this meeting. We will have to have a kickoff meeting on the phone with Chris, you, Steve, Tom, myself, the finance team, just to really set forth a schedule, the objectives. It was one thing we weren't really afforded the opportunity to do so before because it was so fractured. But this way, we get everyone on the same page. We start moving forward because there are things Tom will need in a timely fashion in order to get the disclosure ready for distribution. So I'm definitely going to leave that up to him. And as a matter of information, Belinda, you may remember Jennifer Blazer.
Yes.
Who used to be in council. She is back at Dinsmore.
Oh, she is?
Starting in the new year, yes. So she is going to be working with Tom on this. So we're bringing
Oh,
some
great.
institutional experience to the issue.
Gosh, she's been gone for a while.
A couple of years now, several
Yeah.
years. She went on she formed a winery and evidently was successful. She sold it, got the lawyer bug back going, and now she's back at the firm.
Sweet, love it.
Rich bought it.
All right, hey, glad to have you back, Mike.
I
Yeah,
am so glad to be back. I am so happy that everything is back to normal. I want to commend everyone there with their attitude and their perseverance through, obviously, I've gotten so many calls and so many questions from everyone in the industry, not only my industry, but your side, everyone wondering. I was just out last night with a law director from Cuyahoga County who used to be bond counsel, and it was the first thing out of his mouth was, what is going on? There was,
Well, we're kind of back to normal, so.
yeah, we are getting there.
Nice to report that.
Yeah,
Imagine, we're gonna work like a team.
yeah.
I can't wait. I really can't wait. Good, yeah, really very happy for everybody.
Just send me some potential dates for that kickoff meeting, Mike, and we'll get it on, we'll get it scheduled.
You got it, and there will be a re-engagement process.
Yes.
Another engagement letter, Chris.
Yep.
Very routine.
Okay.
Make mention, what happened in like 2 sentences, an adjustment of objectives, required us to kind of rethink the situation.
Okay.
We need to have those as board agenda items? Do we? So I'd like to re-engage with
Re-engage.
RDC and
Yeah.
Encina, because we
Yeah, the
unengaged with them,
Yeah,
right?
but they resigned, so we should probably have another
Something official.
official, yeah, we'll put it on the 22nd.
Okay.
We'll add it to the buildings and grounds agenda.
Sweet.
Awesome. I will get everyone rallied. You'll see some emails from me today, Chris.
Okay.
I'll copy Steve on it as well, and I'll get Tom Wilson informed that we have new green light, and we're gonna get this thing rolling.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
All right, thanks for calling in, Mike.
All right, thanks, Mike.
Anytime, anything you need, just let me know. Have a great morning, Happy New Year again, and, my catchphrase is always, let's rock and roll.
Okay,
All right.
bad luck.
Okay.
All right. Any questions?
Anything else, anything else? Anything else? I mean, obviously, we're gonna have to start a facility plan,
Yes.
but I think we should wrap this kind of,
I think we should, I think we
I don't know if we
take,
should be trying to do all of that at once.
and a strategic plan?
Well, I
Where's
heard
wine
that.
Let's go. Let me know how it works out.
No, I think we revise, I think we can easily revise, one of the current buildings and grounds plan. There's a lot of, or facilities plan, there's a lot of.
I think maybe if we go back to the original one that you wrote and
We
take a
could-
look at what that actually looked
Yes,
like.
I can share that with
Do
the
you have the
board.
first draft?
I do.
The original one?
Somewhere. I'll see.
I know I have it, I think.
I will see what draft histories I have and we'll go from there.
I mean, we presented what came out of that
Yes.
facility study.
And I
Oh,
think-
we did, you
we
did,
and I
and then
think-
we changed it.
Oh, well, I think as part of our strategic plan, I think this is an opportunity to provide the visioning for not only what the education looks like, what the spaces look like, what the education
Oh,
occurs.
we got a lot of work to do,
We do. We do.
man.
We're gonna be meeting with the community a lot. A lot of listening.
All right, well, that's a good thing, though.
Yes.
Okay. All right, well, then I guess with that, we'll adjourn this meeting.